that Aunt Ida asked me to put in her hands, which I shall do. There you go, sweetie. She wanted you all to celebrate today. So, we're going to celebrate her life instead of her death. All right? A Food City bag. Hey, I'm getting comfortable up here. Got my house shoes on here. And you all just relax and just listen to what she wanted me to tell you, okay? Does anybody else want to say anything before I start? Well, she and I, we had our share of problems. Okay. Can everyone see me? I'm sure you can hear me. She had a letter for Izzy telling her thank you. This is an excerpt of the beginning of the book that we were starting. If you give me your address, I am Martha Ramsey, 5229, 5229, John Hall, Hall, Road, in Knoxville, Tennessee. Martha C. Ramsey, 5229 John Hall Road, Knoxville, Tennessee, 379203811. This is the start of her story. I am Ida. This is my life story. By Ida McCarter, as told to my niece, Marthann, who recorded this oral history at my home in Dandridge from October the 17th to December the 25th, 2002. The last entry was April 2013. My name is Ida Lula Oinby McCarter, the daughter of Jesse Oinby and Ethel Ogle Oinby. I am 90 years old, and this is my story as I remember it. Chapter 1, Great Smoky Mountains. There are many memories of growing up in the Great Smoky Mountains in Sevier County. Tennessee, before the Smokies, became a national park when FDR, President Franklin Delano Roosevelt, and the government condemned our lands and took the mountains away from us. Can't you just hear her saying that? As a little girl, I still remember we were given as little as $1 an acre for our homelands. They tore down our log cabins except for a few left up in Cage Cove, and we had to live outside the park in Pigeon Forge, Townsend, Sevierville, or wherever we could find a place to stay. About my birth and youth. 90 years ago today exactly, that was on October the 17th, 2012. In the Great Smoky Mountains of Tennessee, on Henry Branch above Gatlinburg, a baby girl was born to Jessie Jess L. Oinby, and Ethel Oinby. They gave her the awful name of Ida Lula Oinby. And then she laughed very loud. She had a wonderful sense of humor. Her grandparents were Richard Ogle and Isabel Kerr Ogle, and Monroe Oinby, and Miranda Scruggs Oinby. Ida was born at her grandma and grandpa Ogle's house, delivered by the midwife. Her name was Mary Quayle. My daddy said he had to give her $5 and haul apples all day long to pay for me. I told him I ain't worth that much and never have been. She laughed again. And the midwife would not take me back. My mother's parents gave Mama some land. So we built us a one-room log house on it. We went out in the woods and cut and notched the logs. This is a history of a woman who was like a library. We made a rock foundation and laid the logs on top of it, fitting them on top of each other until we got them high enough. We got them high enough to the house, and then we put a roof over it, covered with boards we made out of wood. Mom and Daddy took a tool called a froe and split the wood and then made shingles to fit on top of the logs, overlapping the wood to cover the entire roof. Many of you probably have ancestors who've done the same thing, and this brings back memories for all of us. We took a thing called a maul, M-A-U-L, and hit the froe blade, hammering it through the wood to cut shingles into fine, thin, little strips of wood. They daubed the log cracks between with clay mud and let it dry real good. It's really important to let it dry good if you ever do this yourself. See, she was always teaching. They made a wooden door out of planks and window shutters too. We kept the room open in the summer and closed it in the winter when we stuffed rags around the drafts to keep the cold from coming through. The floor was made of rough, solid planks with cracks beneath the planks. We stuffed paper and newsprint and rags in the cracks to keep out the winter cold, and we scrubbed the floors in the spring and summer with soap made out of hog fat and lye soap that Mama made. We had a chimney made out of rocks and mud, and I'm sure many of you can relate to that. If you've changed your mind from earlier today and still would like a copy of this, it'll probably be done either Christmas or January. You write me and give me your name and your address, or you can do so today. Just give me your name and address. Okay. And give me your phone number in case I have a question. I could update you on the progress. My name is Martha C. Ramsey, 5229 John Hall Road, Knoxville, Tennessee, 37920. And now for the pleasure. Anne Ivas Carter, October the 17th, 1922, 90 years young, went to be with her God and Maker on May 30th, 2013. Anne Ivas missed her doctor's appointment that day, the appointment that she tried every way in the world to get out of, Aunt Izzy said, in order to make a much more important appointment, one with God in heaven. We're all falling apart. Ida told me that she wanted this said at her funeral. Ida said, I hope around my grave they will say that I died old in a beat-up body with my mind it stayed young forever. She wanted me to read this poem by a woman who was 32 when she wrote the poem, but she's 92 now. She's from England, and her name is Jenny Joseph. Her poem inspired the Red Hat Society that some of you have heard of. All right? So this is the poem. Life's journey is not to arrive safely at the grave in a well-preserved body, but rather to skid in sideways, totally worn out, shouting, "Woo, woo, what a ride." When I am an old woman, I shall wear purple with a red hat that doesn't go and doesn't suit me. I shall spend my old age pension on summer gloves and satin sandals and say, "We have no money for butter." I shall sit on the pavement when I'm tired and gobble up samples in Food City and press alarm bells in public places. I shall make up for the sobriety of my youth. I shall go out in my slippers and dance in the rain and pick flowers from other people's gardens and learn to spit. Old women can wear terrible shirts, and they can eat 3 pounds of sausages at one sitting. If they choose, they can eat only bread and pickles for a week and hoard pens and pencils and hang pictures on every space, on every wall in the house until the walls of the rooms disappear among the mosaic of their past memories. Now you know why she loved the poem. Have you been to her house and seen the pictures hanging on every wall? But for now, I must wear regular clothes to keep me dry, and I must pay my house payment on time, and I can't curse in the street because I must set a good example for the children. You know, maybe I ought to practice a little now so people who know me are not too shocked and surprised when suddenly I am old and I start to wear purple. Is there anyone else who would like to say